Mark, what was your view of the 48 minutes? It just seemed like maybe compared to some of the other games in the series, your team didn't quite have its fastball the way that it had.
Yeah, I thought, we played a really good first half. I thought to weather the early storm the way we did and only be down 3 at the end of the first quarter was positive. We obviously took control of the game in the second, which was positive, and then they just outplayed us in the second half. They were sharper, executed better, made more plays. So, credit them. They went and got the game.
Mark, how relevant did you feel the close to the first half was at all to what happened in the second half?
Say that again?
Relevant did you feel the close to the first half was to what it all transpired in the second half?
We didn't close the first half great, but, when halftime ends, you get 24 minutes to go play your best regardless of what just happened. So, we had that opportunity, so did they. They outplayed us in the second half.
And I believe Shai, Hartenstein, and J. Will all got their third foul, like almost in succession. Like, what did you feel changed when that happened, and do you feel that sort of had a larger impact on the way things played out in the game?
It obviously impacted substitutions, trying to manage that a little bit, which isn't out of the ordinary. They all ended, without fouling out, so they were able to manage it in the game. I was a little bit conscious of it, obviously, at the end of the first to get Shai there with 4. But otherwise, again, we had the same opportunity Denver did in the second half, and they outplayed us.
Mark, what did you see from Dub tonight? And his performance has kind of fluctuated game to game this series. Like, what needs to be more consistent on his end?
Well, the first thing is, let's talk about what is consistent, which is, his defense, his floor game. He had a bunch of assists tonight. Played really hard and competitive as he always does. So it's like that's the floor of his game, even when he has a rough shooting night like he did. And it's still very impactful in the game. But obviously he didn't shoot the ball well. Most of the looks I thought were shots he can make that didn't go his way. As he misses a dunk late, it's like, you just kind of laugh that one off at that point. So, but again, he's such a valuable floor game player. There's so much more that he does than score that even on a night that was rough from the floor, he still has a high impact on the team.
Guy that you have to pick up, or does he kind of do that on his own, emotionally kind of bouncing back from this one?
Does it on his own. He's pretty good there. Really motivated competitor. Like, he'll be ready to go on Sunday. I'm sure he's disappointed, as we all are, in the outcome of the game. And we're all looking at what we could have done better. But when the ball goes up in the air Sunday, he's going to be ready to rock.
Mark, you've said that every game is a chance for you guys to grow as a team, being young and everything like that. What's your message going into a Game 7 to kind of settle them and just make sure that they know that, this is just another game. Not another game, but how do you settle them for Game 7?
Well, first of all, credit Denver. They threw a punch tonight as has happened in this series. Both teams are exchanging blows, and they got theirs in tonight. And both teams have done a great job of standing back up, including us, and we need to do that on Sunday. And then other than that, we need to be who we've been all season and embrace the opportunity that's in front of us. We get to play that game at home because of the work we did during the regular season in front of our fans. So, we're obviously disappointed in the outcome tonight, but when the ball goes up in the air, we'll be excited to go.
Because I think you guys shot 27% from 3. In terms of the quality of the looks, do you like the shot that you're getting, or is there maybe some improvement in the efficiency and the creation of in the half court?
It's always a mixed bag, but at first glance, decent, especially the ones that end, like ball movement possessions where we really work the possession and get a great look. You just, sometimes you miss them. We'll look at the quality of every shot, every offensive possession as we always do, but generally I thought we tried to play the right way.
Mark, Jamal Murray was, I think, plus 28 for them. That second highest guy they had was plus 17. We know about him as a shot maker. What was he doing in kind of the smaller phases or intricacies of the game that you felt like made it tough for you guys or that he was excelling in tonight?
At the end of the day, it's the same deal with him, Jokic. They're great players, so there was a sharpness to both of those guys tonight, and then they got a huge lift from Braun. They got a huge lift from Stawther, obviously, and some of their other guys. So, they just collectively played better than we did in the second half and went and got that game. So you tip your hat to them. We got to learn the lessons, obviously continue to improve the things that we need to do to ladder up to a win on Sunday. But as for tonight, credit those guys. They played really well.
Mark, you said a few times now that Denver had the same opportunity as you did in the second half and that they just outplayed you. Are there specific things you're pointing to in the second half that just leap to the front of your mind right now?
No, I was just saying that in reference to the first half, how the first half ended, foul trouble, stuff like that. At the end of the day, you just got to reset in the game. You got to reset in the game, each stoppage, each opportunity that you can. We came back from fourth quarter deficits. We had been outplayed in those games until the fourth quarter, and in the last two games, we, just won that quarter, and tonight we didn't. So that's all I was referring to.
Anyone else from Coach? Thank you, Coach.
Yep, thank you.
Questions for Shai? Go ahead. You got 10 minutes right here.
Shai, you obviously know Jamal well. What did you think when you saw he was questionable with an illness this afternoon, and what do you think about the way he performed tonight?
Yeah, I knew he was going to play. Obviously, a do-or-die situation for them. And they came out with that sense of urgency and jumped on us right away. If we want to get a W the next game, we can't let that happen.
Hey, what was the view from your standpoint of just the flow of the 48 minutes? You guys had a good punch, but it seemed like they were able to put together some runs in critical situations.
Yeah, they were just better to start the game and then better the whole second half. We always say, to win a game on the road especially, you have to start good. You have to win that first quarter. We didn't do so. Kind of put ourselves in a little bit of a hole, which we clearly can dig out of, but it's not ideal and makes it a little bit harder for later in the game. And we just saw that tonight.
Just in terms of the mentality, how important is that approach going into Game 7 in front of the home crowd?
Yeah, just do or die. It's what you live for. It's what you worked your whole life for. It's either your dream continues or your dream ends. So you lay it all out there on the floor and live with the results. But yeah, I'm excited for the opportunity for sure.
Tonight, he struggled with a shot, and as a leader, what do you sort of say to him after a game like this?
Yeah, it's life. It's basketball. Tonight wasn't his night, clearly. And the best part about it all is he has an opportunity to, change all that. He has a big game next game. Nobody remembers, nobody cares, and he doesn't either. So, just get ready for the next opportunity. Like I always tell the guys, there's always something ahead of you, and learn from your experiences, which he has done a great job of all year, so I don't worry about that.
Have talked all year about offensive force throughout the season. How would you grade your offensive force in this game?
Honestly, I'm not too sure. It felt. How much do we have? It felt pretty good. It felt like we had the right intentions. Now, I could have a better answer for you after watching the film. Just it's hard being out there and trying to judge force while you're in the middle of a pick and roll. But I feel like we had the right intention. Like I said, it was more so defensively we had lapses to start the game for sure. I know on one of the baseline out of bounds, I was guarding the corner and Braun just cut behind me for a dunk. Things like that can't happen. And that tone was kind of set early. So just making sure that we control what we can control to start the game. Next game will be big for us.
The pressure from Denver is obviously going to put the ball in Dub's hands a lot, but in terms of trying to create easier shots for him, are there things that you guys can do as a team to make it easier on him offensively?
Dub? Yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to share them, not right now. I'll save those. But there's definitely things that we can do to get better and help him out there for sure.
Shai, Marcus talked about, the process of you guys becoming a great team, obviously, pushing a team like the Nuggets to the brink. You guys are both doing that to each other. Is there anything that you feel like you've learned about yourself as a player getting pushed to a Game 7 like this and how to respond?
Nothing I didn't already know. I don't think, like, I know at the end, like, the formula is very simple for me. I work hard, I trust my work. No matter the stage, no matter the jersey, no matter the arena, it comes down to that for me. And that formula has worked pretty well for me in my career so far, so it won't be anything different. So, yeah.
Shai, whether it be just the depth or the injuries you guys suffered throughout the year, Jay Will's minutes sort of fluctuated throughout the season.
Mm-hmm.
He's been really impactful for you guys in the postseason. Can you just sort of speak to what he's meant to you guys in the playoffs, on and off the court? Because I know he's been a big voice in your locker room.
Yeah, he's been huge. He's very vocal, very smart basketball player, makes the right plays, makes timely plays. It just affects winning at a high level. You can never have too many guys like that in your locker room.
Shai, this Denver core has been in a lot of Game 7s together. You've been in a Game 7. I think it came down to the final second. I'm wondering, what do you remember about that experience? And is there anything you can take from it for this Game 7?
It's going to be very fun. It's going to be the highest intensity basketball that you ever play. But at the same time, it's still just basketball. You have to go out there, have fun, play free, and let the chips fall where they may. But you have to play free and confident above all.
Anybody else? Questions for Dub? We'll go to Gallo in the front, please, and then Joel.
Tough shooting night team. You guys try to battle that. Besides makes and misses, what did you feel like were maybe controllable things on your end tonight?
I think we put him on the free throw line too much. That's a controllable for sure. I think we didn't do the best job like controlling some of the stretches of the game. So I think kind of panicked a little bit going down 8. I actually don't know if panic's the right word. I think we just didn't have the right process in regards to how to get stops. And I think we kind of paid the price for that. And then the game kind of got away.
Dub, obviously, like, every game for you in this series has not been the same, but, like, of the games that maybe sort of feel similar to this, like, what are some of the things, is there a common denominator of things that you feel you could do differently and that you maybe want to turn for Game 7?
Make shots. I think I got to spots I wanted to get to and they didn't go in. It's just how basketball works. But nah, not really. I think I had a good process of what I was doing. I just hurt us tonight not making shots.
Like, that's affecting you?
What?
The thing that you can or cannot.
Your mic cut out for
right,
the first part of that.
The thing that you can or cannot talk about, the wrist. Do you feel like that's affected you at all this series?
Nah, just my process about going about it. Nah, that's been something that's been going on all year. So, yeah, I don't really have too much to say to it. That's not the reason why I'm making or missing shots.
What's something that's been going on all year?
Just like, I mean, we've all seen the tape on my hand. That's not like anything new for the series, so it hasn't affected anything that's been going on.
Dub, you're understandably hard on yourself after a loss like this. How do you sort of put that behind you, maybe emotionally, mentally, ahead of a Game 7?
I think we've been big on just saying, like, it's first to 4, so obviously this game, you kind of just have to be willing to wipe the slate clean. And, I don't think anybody on our team really cares about the game after we play. You know what I mean? Like, we still have to go out, and the next game's going to go up when it's going to be 0-0, and we're going to have to play another really good game. So I think that's how I think about it. I think that's how the team thinks about it. And, yeah, just kind of be ready to bounce back. That's what we've been doing all year, and we're going to have to do it again.
In terms of the half court, how do you find the balance between creating for yourself and for others? Obviously, with the assist tonight, you were a playmaking expert, but in terms of finding that balance, like, how is it for you mentally?
Just trusting my teammates. I'm gonna get shots that I want to shoot, and I'm gonna get opportunities to score the ball. But I think what makes our team really good is we have other guys that are ready for those moments and ready to play off the catch and make shots. So I try and always keep that in the back of my head. And in order to win games, you need however many guys are playing in the game to be ready to make plays, and we've been able to do that a lot. So I think just finding a balance is like just understanding where guys are on the floor and what we're trying to get accomplished offensively.
Said you feel like your process has been good. Is there anything the Nuggets have thrown at you over the last 3 games in terms of kind of individual matchups or different looks that you feel like is at least making it tougher for you to get to your spot?
Not honestly. I think it's been pretty consistent the whole series. There's been like tweaks that I feel like only each team would probably know just when you get into like the grit of a series, but I feel like it's kind of been the same. Like we've all seen the zone and stuff. Like that's not really new to the series, and I think our matchups have almost been the same the whole entire time. So I wouldn't say there's been any like extra curveballs to the series that they've thrown out.
Dub, you, Mark, and the rest of the team have all talked about how this series has made you guys stronger and more resilient throughout. But you guys have had plenty of challenges standing up, and like Game 2 was a big one, 4, 5. How will that sort of help you, even though I know it's a new environment in Game 7? How will those experiences help you?
Yeah, I mean those are experiences where you can lay down and accept defeat, and we've done a good job at standing tall with it. So this is another opportunity to do that, and everybody's excited for the moment.
Dub, you at the end of the game there, you were sort of lingering on the bench, sitting down for a while with the towel on your head, and Caruso was the hand that reached out to you. Sort of what was going through your head then, and what did that mean for him to sort of pull you up?
AC always gets me off the bench, win or loss. That's just like a routine thing, so I don't want to drag that too high into something. But I don't know, he's just sort of a good vet. Like he's just somebody there to pick you up when you're down. And obviously, I didn't play the way I wanted to play, so I was just trying to process just the game and my emotions, and that was really it. But AC always gets us off the bench. It's usually me and Jay Will. Like if we're sitting, he usually picks us both up. But yeah, I don't want to like read too much into it. But he is a good leader, and he's somebody that can pick you up while you're down.
What looked different from Denver tonight, especially from Stawther and Braun?
They shot well. They came and made some big buckets. I don't want to make it like downplay what they did. But yeah, they came in, were ready, made shots, so you got to tip your hat to them. Who'd you say, Stawther and who? Yeah, they hit shots. They played within the team. So yeah, we'll have to look at that and go from there, but they were ready to play.
Was that the difference in the fourth quarter? Because the last 2 fourth quarters for Denver have been iffy, but not tonight.
Yeah, I think that probably has something to do with it. Stawther hit some big threes down the stretch. Christian was making plays all night, cutting, hitting threes. So, yeah, they were definitely a big difference maker tonight.
Anyone else? Thanks, Dub.
Cool.
Chet, what was your view just of the 48 minutes as a whole, and some controllable things that you all can try to take care of in Game 7?
Yeah, obviously that's a high-level game on the road right there. They came ready to play, and they came out swinging, throwing punches, and I feel like we did a good job of handling that first punch and then responding. And it was really a game of runs back and forth, but we have to figure out how to sustain that better throughout the game. We can't let them go on big runs, energy, momentum plays, and things like that. I think they're a really good team and they make really good plays, but I feel like there were some that we left out there. Places I could definitely be better, where we could clean up, make things tougher on them. You can't give a good team easy looks.
Chet, you mentioned doing a better job of sort of suppressing their runs. You guys were up 12, I believe, with 2 minutes left in that first half. What did you see sort of happen in those 2 minutes, and did you feel like that had any impact at all on what transpired in the second half?
Yeah, obviously, that's kind of exactly what I was talking about. I got to go back and watch the tape and figure out exactly what happened during that stretch. I was out there on the floor and couldn't always see the whole play, from my point of view. But we had some plays that were controllable that if we kind of just stick to our some of our fundamentals, it would have put us in a better position on some of those plays. But we also have to understand that that's part of the game. It's an imperfect game, and I don't think we let the runs bleed longer than we were able to respond to them. But we just have to understand it's a game of runs. No matter how good you are, the other team's going to make runs, and we just have to be ready to respond.
to my understanding, no one on this team has played in a Game 7, not even Alex. I guess what's sort of the mindset going into this Game 7?
Yeah, I mean, we got a couple guys who have back in the bubble, but, you know, the mindset is exactly what it is. It's win or go home. You know, there is no, you know, trying to keep anything in the tank. You know, it doesn't matter what's in the tank if your season's over. So we know what's at stake. Denver knows what's at stake, and you know, it's exactly what it is. Game 7.
Anyone else? Go, Michael, you can have the last one.
Throughout the series, obviously Jokic was a major challenge. You guys have had some extra additions with just J. Will's minutes increasing. Can you just talk about his impact in this series and just overall in the playoffs?
Yeah, that's who J. Will is. He's going to be ready. You know, as a professional and as a person, you know, he's ready. He wants to be out there. He wants to contribute as much as he can to this team. It doesn't matter what position he's put in, what he's asked to do, on the court, off the court. You know, he's ready. He brings it every night, and it's huge for us. And you know, we're going to continue to need that from him going forward. And you know, he's one of those guys that not only myself but everybody loves playing next to.
Thanks, Chet.